All right, guys, so what we're doing with Duke is focusing on getting his heart rate up every time he trains. We're working on metabolic conditioning, so the idea is I want his metabolism to work more efficiently when he's sleeping, when he's not doing anything, and a great way to do that is through interval training. I've got him eating frequently throughout the day, but at the same time when he comes in the gym, we need to make sure that we're really getting his heart rate up, giving him those big bouts of high energy output with those periods of rest in between. Strategically, that's gonna help him to increase his metabolism. So I'm gonna have him go through 5 exercises today, and on these 5 exercises, he's gonna do these things 5 times. Each exercise is gonna be done 5 times. Some of them are done for reps, some of them are done for time. Today, guys, we're focusing on power. So each day I have him focus on a slightly different ability. Some days we'll focus on endurance. Some days we'll focus on hypertrophy, which is putting on a little bit of muscle to help him keep off the weight that he's gonna lose. Today I'm having him take a more athletic approach, and we're focusing on force production, power. So he is going to take a rest at the end of each round for 60 seconds, and he's gonna get right back into it. So right off, he's starting off with 15 V sit-ups. I'm gonna turn up the music. We're gonna get this party rocking, y'all.
I was running with the set, yeah. Running with the set, yeah. Yeah. We don't never flex, we just rep, hear me? No. What did you expect? I don't need respect, I'm the threat. Tell them I'm so free, I got no chains on me. I'm so free, I got no chains on me. Nappy hair, no shame on me. I'm so free, I got no chains on me. I'm so free, I got no chains on me. I'm so free, I got no chains on me. I'm so free, I got no chains on me. I'm so free, I got no chip running through the right back where I started with it. I've been known since college with it. They hit the club, I hit religion.
Water! Get water if you need it, buddy. Get water.
I don't need it.
Oh my goodness. He's pushing hard, y'all. He's giving everything he's got. That's one thing that I will say about him. When he's in it, he's doing everything in his power. He uses everything that he's got. The idea is to keep it consistent that way. You know what I mean? Not to let the things of life get in his way, man. Because when he's on something, y'all, anybody who knows Duke, if you've been watching the show, if you've known him even before the show, he's gung-ho. When he says he's going to do something, he does it. The idea is to not allow himself to get distracted by the other things in life. And we're going to keep him focused. This show is going to keep him focused. I'm going to keep him focused. British is going to keep him focused. We got him. Yeah, we got him. There he is. You shiny, bro.
Yeah, he is.
You shining. Shining. All right. Hey man, you can die after the session. You gotta get to this. Don't you die on my time. And look, y'all are seeing him push and push and push. I'm not making him go as fast as he's going. This is just a pace that he's chosen for himself. You know, don't let this deter you, especially you're watching Duke and you're saying, look, I can't do all that right now. Look, you can take this thing slower. You don't have to be flipping tires. You use different exercises. You play around with what works for you. But this like here is something so simple that you can do. Put together 5 exercises, do them in a circuit, whether it's for time or for reps. All right, Duke, I'm watching the clock. I've got another clock over there. Keep it somewhat simple so that you don't feel overwhelmed, and then gradually build from that starting point. But you gotta pick a starting point. Don't let what you see other people doing deter you from even trying, you know? So right now, y'all, he's cramping up. And we have all kinds of side effects, especially when you haven't been training. We don't get to treat our body however we want to and get away with it. And a lot of the times when you start training, you feel nauseous. Your body's not used to elevated heat. It's not used to the sweat. It's not used to the exertion. He's pushing himself very hard. So this is a good sign that he needs to kind of dial back a little bit, kind of calm down, but keep going through the movements. Right? He's got a cramp right now, so I'm telling him, let's step back from the jumps and just work on the waves right now, because the jumps are only going to make the cramping worse. Think about contracting muscles, right? No, you got it, you got it. Very good. Be where you're at. Come on. he should be so. If he had kept going from where he had started, this workout would be nothing. This would be like a warm up for him, and he knows that. That's why he's fighting so hard right now. I can tell him to calm down all I want, but the only thing that's calming him down is the fact that his body is slowing him down. His mind wants to continue to crush us right now. You're doing good, man. You're doing good. Show us what it looks like when life gets hard. Come on. What do we do? Come on. Life gets hard. Come on. When the enemy's attacking us, what do we do? When our back's against the wall, what do we do? Come on. That tire is every negative thought, every doubt, every fear, every obstacle, every hurdle. Move that mess out of the way and keep pressing forward. Come on. Give me one more. Right, come on, move it over to me. You're on the road, buddy. You're on the road. Yeah, that's it. Get out of your head, come on. Black out, rage mode. Let's go. Get angry at it. Get angry at it, let's go. Let's be trapped in this body, let's go. Work. You're getting there, man, you're doing great. Deep breaths, come on. For the filled lungs, I know it's hard. 15 seconds, dude. Come on. You gotta push. You got 12 seconds. Come on. You're too close to give up. Come on. That's time. Very good. Well done. Hey, that was his fastest round on the rower, yo. That was his fastest round. You see what I'm talking about? It comes out in spurts. What do you mean? That's what we do now.
No, it's not.
It hurts?
It's like really bad.
Really bad? Like you injured? You need help up?
It's like cramping real bad.
Left side.
We can take you to the doctor so you can get a shot.
Not that side. My side feels better laying on it though.
It does feel better laying on it. Alright. Just let me whine.
No, whine it out. We finish it. You can whine all you want. That's cool. We're getting this done. There's no tapping out. So, yo, I told him originally that I was gonna make it 5 rounds. I'm meeting him I don't know if it's halfway, but I'm coming down a little bit to the 4 rounds. Initially, I had added a round because of his behavior this weekend, but due to the current circumstance, I do my best not to kill clients because it's kind of hard to see progress when you're dead. So we're gonna take one of those rounds off. But he's finishing because he's only done 3. He's talking about I need to tap out. But that's not what we do, right? He got too much on the line. This isn't just about him. If it was just about him, he could get away with that mess. But this is about his kids. This is about his future. This is about his ministry. This is about God and the kingdom. This is about way more than his little feeling right now. This cramp is not gonna feel nearly as bad as being hooked up on an IV in the hospital 10 years from now. No. We don't see. You gotta watch how you like respond to certain circumstances in the beginning of the journey, because they're going to set the bar for where you go, how you handle stuff as you progress, as you move forward, or as you try to move forward. If he allows himself to say it's okay to back out when it's hard or when it hurts, he's always gonna feel that way. Not just here, but a lot of the stuff that people learn in the gym about themselves, they carry that stuff outside the gym. But we can't let him do that. And he's not going to. Look where he's at now. He went from, I'm giving up to, all right, let me do this. Sometimes you just need a moment to gather yourself. Last round, best round. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Let's go. 8. 9. 10. Come on, dude. 11. 12. Let's go. 13. This is it. Come on. You got 2 more. You don't have to do this exercise again today. 14. 1 more. Well done. Well done. Well done. See? That's out. It's done. Let's move on. 30 seconds. Plyometric push-ups. Ready? 1. 2. We got 30 seconds. Come on. At this point, it's about just continuing to move. At this point, it's not about, obviously we don't want to compromise on form to where it's dangerous. But at this point in the workout now, it's just a matter of continuing to move, continuing to breathe, continuing to push forward. Most of it right now is mental more than anything else. His body's got the workout. His mind is now taking over and getting the majority of the workout because this is where his body is saying, stop. His mind is saying stop because of how his body feels. That's time. But as I say all the time, failure starts in your mind. As soon as your mind starts to say it's enough, you give in to that, you have a choice. If you give in to that, your body is actually going to support what your mind is saying because a larger part of your mind is below the neck. It connects through the spine and it reaches out through the peripheral nervous system. So if in your mind you're saying it's too much and you agree with that, then you are going to send that signal all throughout your body and it will become too hard. But he's got to push past that. He's got to push past that.
Second got a pen on me.
Come on.
So what you gon' pen on me? A pen on me. Free, you can put the pen on me. Pen on me, pen on it when they already pay your pen on me. Who was carrying this?
Grab two, that's 1. 1. Give me doubles. Actually, go ahead and give him. Let's go.
The show ain't sold out.
13, 14, and 15. Let's go.
All right, so now it's time for us to talk about our hard topic. Okay, this is where we go into an issue in society that is very, very difficult, and oftentimes it's ignored. And so these next guests that are coming up, they're going to come all together, and I'm going to have them, talk about the dynamics of what they deal with. But I think there's like 2.2 million people incarcerated. 2.2 million people, like that's a lot of people. And I think it's even more than that. But the reality is Christian culture, right? God calls us to the prisoners. So a lot of the people we go to church with been in prison. That's also true. You know what I mean? But you got to think about this. A lot of the people in the Bible were in prison. So then who are we in a Christian culture to ostracize anyone when they went through such a hard thing? But we're dealing with people who have amazing testimony. So come on up, guys. I want you guys to come up and we're going to have you all introduce yourselves. Make sure everybody got their mics. Okay, cool. Yeah, come on up. And you're going to hear their individual testimonies first. And before we get into it, this is absolutely, thank you guys, first of all, for being here. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, you guys are going to be blessed by this. What I mean about being in Christian culture, this is what I'm talking about being in Christian culture, and showing the places why you want believers around. We definitely want believers in prison. And in jail. We want them not to get locked up, but the influence. We want people to get locked up. That's not what I'm saying. We're talking about our influence. Nolan's like, yes, fix that. Nolan's my reference point. Did I say something stupid, Nolan? So, all right, so let's get into this. Jeff Cox, you are a chaplain in
Chesapeake Jail.
You're going to hit that button, yeah. Make sure everybody's mic's on.
Chesapeake Jail.
Yes, that's right here. So we met Jeff at the kiosk in Greenbrier Mall, and you were recently just ordained as a chaplain there.
March of 2017.
March of 2017. Okay, so before that, you guys got to catch this. Now, you're going to actually see what he went through in his life. But let's start with you. How did your story start?
Well, first, I didn't grow up in church. My mom and stepdad at the time owned a bar, nightclub, and at 12, starting at 12, that's when they allowed me to hang out and come in there in the evenings and the nights. And as I worked my way up teenage years, that's where I spent my summers and my weekends. I didn't want to hang out with the kids or my friends at school. I wanted to hang out with the adults. Because at that age, I thought I was an adult. When you're 14, you've been to 21. And that's how I felt. And that's what I was raised up in. And this wasn't a great environment for anybody, really. But for a young teenage kid, it wasn't a great environment. Growing up in that kind of atmosphere was a long, soul-suffering, many years. I didn't give my life to Christ until I was 30. 2005.
Wow.
So it was a lot of broken relationships, a lot of troubled times. When I gave my life to Christ 2005, things got in line and started getting better. Started doing good. I was a deputy for the sheriff's office, Chesapeake Sheriff's Office. I started actually when I was 21.
Right there, I think that's amazing that you can already be in a broken place, but still excel in the world even before you come to Christ.
I like to say this because in Jeremiah 1:5 it says He knew you before you were in your mother. He knew you before you were in your mother's womb.
Right.
And I truly believe that because growing up we didn't go to church. We maybe went to church once a year, and that was on Easter.
Yeah.
Maybe. And as I look back on my years at that time, I could see where God was protecting me, where God was showing me His grace, where He was showing me His mercy, and I didn't even know who He was.
Yeah.
And took so many years down the road that now I see why He was protecting me and why He was doing what He was doing because He had a great plan for me.
Yeah.
And it's great.
And Ms. Over, did I say your name? I know I try to. How do you say it right? How do you say it?
I'm Apostle Melina.
Yep, there you go.
Okay. There we go. Apostle Melina Ellerby.
Ellerby. I
Ellerby.
told you I'm terrible with names.
Yes, I'm pastor of Ready Church of Judah Global Outreach. And I have an online ministry that the Lord told me to birth. As I have an intimate place with Him, and He said for me to birth about 4 years ago, and He said, I need you to bring your prayer life public. And I was like, okay, because I have a pretty intimate place with Him where, snot nose and gold teeth, and I'm like, okay, what in the world? But in obedience, I did, and it was launched, and so now I've got over 100 people on Facebook Messenger. I do a 5:30 a.m. call, and I've been doing it for 4 years, 4 days a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning at 5:30 a.m. And we have had miracles and all kinds of things. This is a backstory to what the Lord is doing in the forefront. But just as a piece of what I'm telling you here is that great things have been happening, and people are joining supernaturally. They're receiving the Holy Spirit. They're getting saved online. So my background is IT. I have a plethora of skills and abilities. I feel sometimes I'm kind of embarrassed when I start to talk about me. So I try to limit that. But I'm retired 20 years, military government contractor with Lockheed Martin. I did contracting. I'm internal auditor, ISO 9001, and blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of other stuff that I know how to do. However, as a woman of God, the Lord has me with the Issachar anointing where I know how to apply today's technology for communicating, and it comes naturally when I start to do stuff. So I have Advocate for Family Council, Inner City Infiltration Community Development Organization. It's a CDC, and with that, the mission is the mission is to provide practical solutions to social ills. and that is applying biblical principles as a application of life. I mean, the Word of God, we can live by it. It's both spiritual and natural.
Yeah.
And when I find that being evangelist missionary in the Church of God in Christ at one point, before the Lord called me out to do outside ministry, I got a chance to be up close and personal with the upper echelon, if you will, for many years. And then the Lord broke me out in 2008 to go into outreach ministry and begin to...
And when you went into outreach, it was influenced by your son,
Yes.
who was incarcerated innocent. He was innocent. And she actually went and got her degree to learn how to fight for her son's freedom. Like, you know, so that system is so huge that we would normally just be exhausted and say, I don't know what to do anymore. Well, we connected because I had a family that was originally going to be on the show, but they couldn't. They called me and told me what they were going through, and I was responding. I was angry about the video, and I was fussing about the system. Basically, what happens is if you want to give to a family member in prison who's incarcerated, you have to pay money to do that. Like if I wanted to give $25, I would have to pay $25 to do that. And when we were when you contacted me, I said, well, you said that terrible things had happened to you, and I think she said hello, and I spoke for the next 4 hours. But yeah.
I saw his video, which was so passionate that morning. He was like, it's so much that goes on. You know, these families have to do this, that, and the other. I was like, wow, he didn't even know that. Yeah. And I texted him, I responded to his video that morning. I was like, it's a cash cow, blah, 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 blah. I went in for about a good paragraph, and I said, you know, I'm praying for you and with you. And so he said, and then he reached out from there,
because when she told me that like I thought that maybe it was an exaggeration a little bit about, you know, having to pay money, but then she was like, no, it's all real. It's very true that you have to pay money to send people money in prison. It's like, well, no wonder. And she actually, do you want to share that where you talked about everything what did it cost you trying to take care of your son who was incarcerated, innocent? Mm-hmm. What did that cost you?
Well, he was 15 years old, about to be 15 years old. And, oh my goodness. So, all right. We went, he was scouted with Virginia Tech. I sent him to football camp over in Williamsburg. He was the football person for JV and on his way to the next level, which was varsity. And so I had all of I sent him to the summer boot camp in Williamsburg, and we had professionals training him, and all of the people from Virginia Beach, coaches at that time, all the different schools. At that time, you had to live in the area. I'm not sure what it is now, but you had to live in the community at that school district in order for you to play. And all of them came to me individually that summer and said, we want him, you know. And so I had the coach from the school down at Hunt Club. Mm-hmm. I forgot the name of the school, the high school there. Anyway, that coach there approached me at the Williamsburg camp and said, you know, he's doing good. I had all the other schools approach me, but, you know, I'm not able to move right now. He's like, well, we'll help you move. Literally found me and helped me find a place and everything. Well, we were there in that new neighborhood, which is ritzy. It's kind of a bedroom community, and we were there for about 3 months. We came in that summer right before school started in July, and by the time school started in September, then October and November, and so Christmas break in December. So by January, there was a situation where the young man that was there and that was in the school, he was a bully, but his father was a police officer. He was a sergeant, and his son was known to bully, but always get off and get a break. And so this young boy lived in our neighborhood, and he kept on showing up to my door, knocking on my door, and I'm like, you know, who is this? What is this? And so I told my son, I was like, the guy looked like he was older than him. He stayed back a couple times, but I said, I you know, don't do this. You know, I don't want you hanging around. Back then they had a curfew at 11 o'clock. And anyway, long story short, this young man kept on pursuing my son. I talked to the coach about it, and the coach was like, yeah, that, you know, he always, you know, gets people
Like it was
in trouble.
being very dismissive.
You know, they just dismissed him altogether, and he had one young man in the hospital. He had beat him up so bad, so he had a misdemeanor. They called it a misdemeanor because he had beat the boy up. But he was on probation. Long story short is that he kept pursuing my son, and he ended up after Christmas break. I told my son, you know, stay away from him. And he's like, you know, his dad is a cop, Mom. He's not gonna get in trouble. I was like, but you will get in trouble.
Tiffany Hayes, owner and founder of Think and Renew, where we believe that if you change the way you think, you can change the way you live. Hi, so today, guys, we're talking about healthy boundaries. Healthy boundaries. So I like to say it like this. You know those garter rails that is placed at the bowling alley when little kids go and bowl, just to make sure that they do not fall in the gutter? Well, those boundaries are the same way in our lives. It is important for us to have healthy boundaries as we go towards the goal that we have. What is your goal? How are you going to get there? And make sure that those boundaries, those garter rails, like at the bowling alley for the children, are up so you're not falling to the wayside, so that you're not falling in the gutter, and that you can see that goal come into fruition. Thank you for tuning into Mindful Minutes with Tiffany Hayes, where we think and renew with purpose.
Make sure you continue to send your support. Make sure you continue to get the Coming Soon Jesus shirt. Buy it for your grandma, buy it for your friend. Help us share the gospel. We want to make sure that everyone in every state has the Coming Soon Jesus shirt. Every week, if you have a Bible, you need to have the Coming Soon Jesus shirt. We want every believer to have a shirt. Tune into our radio show on currentfm.com.
currentfm.com, and we are so excited about the Duke Real Life with Duke White show. Be blessed.
Yeah, be blessed.
What you see.
We love you guys. Make sure you check us out. If you want to keep up with us, what's going on constantly, just go to the Coming Soon Jesus t-shirts page on Facebook. See you guys soon. We love you.
Bye.